live, or at least we should be. Good morning, Sawati Cup to everybody. Today is a Thursday here in Bangkok, Thursday morning, and today we have a few things. We have a few things to talk about. One of them is the simplification of getting into this place, because let me tell you, if my pal Chucky has a problem with what's involved, and the LA consulate has a problem, they don't even know what's going on. That should tell you something. But I got a few updates and some things to talk about, some other things to talk about. So let me just get started here. First, the Thai baht 33.80 to the dollar, which isn't too bad, but yesterday it was up to 33.97. I thought maybe it was going to get to 34. That's right now, that's the 4-minute mile right there is 34. Right now it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit, high of 88, low of 77. The feel like temperature is 91 degrees, 20% chance of rain, winds northeast 3 miles an hour, and 85% humidity. So like always, it's humid here. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's helped support the channel. Thank you very much. If you'd be so kind, if you end up liking this stream or you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, yada, yada, yada. Check everything down in the description for further information, further details. Yesterday was, I got to think about what it was called, Hetgan Hoktula, which is the Thammasat University event. And, you know, there are still protests going on here. I always say that the ones going on right now are not all that violent, but that can change at any time. Now, that's one of many things going on here. And I was thinking about it yesterday, and I'm like, listen, as long as there is just any kind of resistance to get in here, you're going to limit the number of people who are going to want to come. And considering that so far the Phuket sandbox has only attracted not even, it says 38% of the target, but it's not even that much, because about 20% of the people who are coming in are Thais. So they're not even tourists. And then who knows how many of those are foreigners who have been coming in. But it's still too difficult for people to come in, and they just don't get it. And here's the thing. You know, I put that video up the other day about the 500 baht tourism fee. It's not about the money, and it's not about the principle. It's about that it just makes it one more layer, one more kick in the ass, one more thing that you have to think about. And people, when they go on holiday, they don't want to think about it. Now, supposedly that money is going to provide insurance to cover tourists. So if you're going to charge tourists for coming in, I'm not a tourist. Why am I going to get charged? They're talking about charging everybody. Okay, why are you going to, again, why are you going to charge the foreigners for their ineptness, which is what it is? But it has nothing to do with the 500 baht, because that's a pittance, and it has nothing to do really with the principle, because at the end of the day, for 500 baht, are you going to stand firm and say, I'm not going to Thailand because they're going to charge me that 500 baht? If you are, then good on you. But I can tell you, I found some articles. Let me see here. Which one is the one that I was looking for? This was back in 2019. And, you know, they were discussing this mandatory insurance for foreigners over 50 years old. It ended up being just people who were getting their their retirement visas outside of the country, the OA visas. And this was to supposedly to help the elderly, the people who were over 70. I don't know how that's going to work, or if it, this is the problem, is that they make it so complicated, their regulations, that people just go, where do I begin? I don't even have a clue. And then they give everybody this leeway, so then, it makes it even more complicated. But this, they were talking about how there was $500 million in unpaid hospital bills racked up in the Thai health system every year by foreigners. Now, if you remember, there have been numerous cases where the foreigners don't have the money. Granted, if these people are still at risk of dying in the hospital and they're in a private hospital they've been paying, they're not supposedly allowed to let them go and just say, oh, well, sorry, you can't pay your bill, we're going to let you die. That's not how it works. However, what about all the people that they don't have the money, they don't have insurance to pay? The Thai hospitals are hard with these people, and they don't want to let them go. They want to make sure they have your passport, they have whatever. So how are they losing $500 million, first of all? Second of all, let's see here. Yeah, back in, this is October 5th, excuse me. Let me, yeah, here we go. All right, they were going to assess a 300 baht tourism levy. This came out January 18th of this year. Okay, and it was announced in the Royal Gazette. It should be announced in the Royal Gazette shortly. Well, it hasn't been announced yet. And will provide, the tourism levy will provide full medical coverage to all foreign tourists in Thai hospitals, including COVID-19 medical coverage. Minister of Tourism and Sports, Pipat Ratchaprakan, is predicting 10 million visitors to the kingdom in 2021. Well, we know that's not going to happen. There's not going to be 10 million this year, and I don't even know if there's going to be 10 million next year. I mean, I think that's a bit of a stretch at this point. But now it's 500 baht. So the new tourism levy, as far as back as in January, it said will be roughly $10 or about 300 baht. And they were supposed to come out with it the following week. I guess it got poo-pooed, it got put back, and they didn't do anything. And this was also for funding for tourism development, and critically, full medical coverage for visitors to the kingdom. Okay, again, so if you're coming into the kingdom as somebody who is not a Thai citizen, and you have to pay the 500 baht, does that mean that I'm covered for insurance the entire time that I'm here? Does it mean that somebody who is coming in as a business person? Because as of the other day, the wording was very vague, and it said foreigners will be charged 500 baht. In this article, it says tourists. So, again, a lot of vagueness, a lot of unclarity. Let's see here. The coverage, which is a significant benefit and attraction for foreign tourists, comes at a price tag of just 34 baht, or roughly 11.3% of the overall levy. And ending to tragic stories and crowdfunding appeals. The tax will help eradicate a continuous stream of negative news reports detailing tragic stories of foreigners who have been injured or hospitalized in Thailand while on holiday in the kingdom that have been a feature of the kingdom's foreign tourism industry. Up to the closure of Thailand to foreign tourism last year, these media stories were frequent and usually resulted in crowdfunding appeals from friends of those involved to arrange medical transport for the victims back to their home country. Some unfortunate foreign tourists even died alone in Thai hospitals, leaving unpaid bills and families at home facing large costs to repatriate their remains, as well as the tragic personal loss. This is another caveat. This is in the same article from 10 months ago. If not clear, it is not clear if the medical coverage will provide for costly medical evac operations to other countries, which sometimes can cost up to $100,000 or 3 million baht. Minister Peapod only advised that the coverage included all medical costs and care that would be required for any foreign tourist injured or who becomes sick in Thailand at local hospitals or medical facilities. It also provided full protection against the COVID virus. Now, if that's the case, and they, just for tourists even, I'm not saying for everybody or whatever, I understand maybe it's not for everybody. Listen, if they're providing insurance for tourists, I think it's a great deal. Really. What do they want to see your credit for? You can pay in cash. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. You got 38 people in here. Don't be shy. Speak up. Let me know your thoughts on this, because like I said the other day, it was 500 baht from all foreigners. It's very unclear. Is it all foreigners? Is it only tourists? What's it going to be? Who is going to have to pay? Because if it's just for tourists and it's insurance, then that indeed, listen, they want to pay towards their tourism industry and provide insurance. Well, now, see, the foreigners, hey, Carl, how you doing? The foreigners are getting something aside from, I just get to go to your country. Now they're getting something where they go, I get to go to your country and I am protected while I'm there. I don't even have to worry about being insured because Thai hospitals are good, and I will be able to travel there carefree, knowing that if I happen to do something. Now, I'm wondering things like, well, what happens if you get on a motorcycle? No, you can get a travel insurance for up to 3 years from some places, but most of the time it's like a year. Carl, I will be traveling tomorrow. I will be getting out of Bangkok finally. I will not only be with Longhorns, I will also be with Pathia Bob, and I believe with his lady. So it's 3 geriatrics and a young chick. Maybe that's the next title of a stream or video. 3 geriatrics and a young chick. But we're getting out of here tomorrow morning. And we are going to Hua Hin. Now, Hua Hin, you know, it's a nice place for sure. Been there many times. Been to Prachuap, all around Prachuap, the province. Very nice. Not always my first choice, but we're going down with Bob. We don't have to take a bus or a minivan or train. We're going down in his vehicle, so that helps quite a bit. Yeah, we'll be there on Friday. I don't think I'm going to stream or do a video on Friday. But Saturday morning, my my guess is I will be streaming, maybe a little sunset, a little walk around, and of course I'll be shooting some video while I'm there, and I got some things planned. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it not only for me, but to be able to show it on the channel. For people like Carl, who I know are waiting for me to get out of Bangkok. And it should be fun. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it pans out, but it should be good fun. But anyway, I think if it's 500 baht just for their tourism industry, I think some people are going, what the? Why? I mean, like, what don't they, like I said, don't they have that put into their budget? However, if they go ahead and make insurance, you know, even a minimal insurance coverage, like well, whatever their minimum is for people to have. Right now, it's 100,000. It can be 100,000 medical coverage as long as that covers the COVID. But I think that the word is out. People know. Why do we listen? I know people that travel all over the place. I mean, there's people on YouTube that I know, and people that travel just to travel. Guys like Chucky. Chucky sent me a voice message this morning and said, "Man, I called up in LA and they didn't even know what, they had no idea about anything, about any changes. They didn't even know." So, I think you need to prepare yourself. I think one big rule to live by when you're coming to Thailand is the whole Mipe and Rai. Understand that you may be forced to say, "Oh, Mipe and Rai, Mipe and Rai, Mipe and Rai, Mipe and Rai, Cup, Mipe and Rai, Mipe and Rai." Okay, Law die. I can wait. Okay, no problem, Because if you get all upset about it, it's not going to do anything, and you're going to have issues like this. There are going to be issues. We all got issues, but, Thailand has issues as well. They got organizational issues. They got their decision-making process is always somewhat muddled from the outside. At least it looks that way. Gennaro, buenos dias. Good morning, Sawadee Kap. Sawadee Ton Chow. I just was stating, Gennaro, that we are going to go to Hua Hin. The reason being, at least for now, this is the trip. I don't know afterwards what Longhorns and I will do alone, because Bob is a little bit limited to how far and how long he can travel, and he's not really up to. He's a little older than myself and then Longhorns. And so he's not going to be on these hard treks or anything like that. He's not going to be doing that. But yeah, that's where we're going. And we have some nice things. I have a list of places to go and see. And basically, we're going to pick and choose. And hopefully we can all do a few things together. And I don't think many people are going to want to wake up with me and go down to the beach at 6 in the morning or whatever to see the sunrise or whatever. But I like to do that, so that's what's important. So anyway, let me get back to this here. I'll be Seinfeld. Don't call me Costanza. Let's see here. Let's see here. 10 million tourist target must-see mass market tourism open up again at the end of 2021. I really don't see mass tourism coming here until they do away with everything. You can do away with the quarantine. Okay. What about the mask that people have to wear when they're walking around? I'm sorry. I can tell you firsthand that it sucks walking around with a mask on here. I'm saying it. I'm sure. I don't mean to bitch. I'm just telling you. It's the way it is. It sucks. You put your mask on. You don't want to get fined or anything. Get a hard time from somebody. And I understand some people will go, "I'm not going to wear it. I don't care." Okay, good for you. I don't want to be paying money out for no reason, and I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want to. I don't want any hassle. So I put the thing on. You walk around in the hot sun. Sometimes it's 95% humidity, 90% humidity. Today it's 85% humidity. And so there are other places to go where you don't have to go through these hoops. Like Mexico's one of the places. Mexico's apparently very easy to get into. You don't get hassled. Some people wearing a mask, some people not wearing the masks. There's numerous places. I can't even keep up with them because, it changes all the time. And I think it's going to continue to change, but Thailand seems to be a little bit slow at getting things together. Good morning, Dallo. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, I mean, I don't know where they're coming from. I just got another message from Chuck. Of course, he sends it when I'm in the stream. Chucky, come into the stream. It's fine. You come into the stream, you state your business. You know, that's what people do. I can't check your message right now. I know he's probably watching. He just doesn't want to come into the stream, and I can't bring him in video-wise to the stream. I can't bring him in, so we're not set up for that right now. But let's see here. So proposals for this tourism levy in Thailand have been floated since 2013. Initiatives were advanced in both 2013 and 2016, but the imposition of the levy was avoided as it feared it would hamper record levels of inbound foreign tourism seen then. So do they think it's going to help now if they're worried about it when they have 40 million tourists coming in, 30 million tourists coming in? If they're worried then, why aren't they going to be worried if you got 1 million coming in? Does that make it look more enticing? Now we're going to charge money for you to come in, so wow, it must be a fantastic place. The genesis of this latest proposal was in 2019 when Narsing University and the offices of the Insurance Commission were tasked by the government to come up with a viable plan. Last year, Minister Pipat expressed the view that the levy should be somewhere between 100 and 200 baht per visitor during entering the kingdom. Obviously, that 100 to 200 went up to 500. So there you have it right now. And as of right now, the latest version of this 500 baht, it is unclear. It says right here, it's unclear. It is not clear, however, if the medical coverage will cover all medical costs and if it's only for serious injury or it's sickness or what have you. What happens if you get malaria or you get dengue fever? Are you covered? Now, I don't know. I still think, you know, that's what insurance, you know, travel insurance is for. And insurance to me is like, it's a ripoff until you need it. But I will reiterate, because I got a lot of people sending messages, oh yeah, it's no problem, man. I think 500 baht's fine. And then I got a lot of people who were just pricks about it. Ah, you bunch of cheap asses. And I've seen it on various forums and also in some of my chats and some of the messages that I received. Some people, oh, you're a cheap Charlie. You know, this reinforces how cheap foreigners are and that sort of thing. And it's not about, really, I don't think it's about the money. When I told how, in the video, when I told how there was a departure tax, and it used to be levied when you left, you know, it was 500 baht, and you had to go pay at the little booth. This guy goes, oh, what happens if you don't have any money? Like some poor guy, you know, he gets his wallet stolen, all he has is his ticket, and he goes to the airport, he doesn't have the money. If you can't round up 500 baht, you shouldn't be there. Seriously, you should be able to make a phone call, you talk to immigration, you tell them, you plead your case, oh, my wallet got stolen, you're going to have to file a police report. Not, oh, I spent all my money on hose and I don't have an ATM with any money in it or something like that. That's not going to work. But normally what happens is that you will either waive the fee if for some reason you really can't get it. And I'm not saying this will happen all the time, but they will waive the fee. And in some cases, they will actually pay the fee. Or somebody, some kind-hearted soul will come along and pay the fee. That's what normally happens. Now, you don't have to worry about it at this point because it's already incorporated into the ticket. And that may happen again. But this is not an exit. This is not to be charged upon exit. This is to be charged upon entry. That's the way they're playing it up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens because 2 times now it just died. I'm wondering if this is going to die. They're asking for more money now, and you got less tourists. I don't know that it's the brightest move to do it right now. But then again, hey, you know what? You want to overhaul, you do the overhaul, and you see where you stand. You know, like I said, you throw it up on the wall, you see what sticks. Well, they may do this and nobody comes, and then they're going to be like, uh-oh, we're in deep shit. Now, since we're on the subject of medical care, what would a visit to a good hospital cost out of pocket to treat dengue? You know, it's hard for me to say because the time that I went, I paid 15,000 baht, and that was 27 years ago. So, you know, obviously things have changed. If you triple that, we're talking about, you know, 1,500 US. When my kids went in, you know, they have coverage, and we paid like, it was nothing. It was like we paid like $100 or something, and the insurance paid the rest. So it was really good. I mean, we might have paid $150. I don't know, but that was with insurance. So I don't know what the total bill is. I don't remember. I wasn't worried about it because I was like, does the insurance cover everything? Yes. Okay, don't worry about it. You're going to only have to pay a little bit. Good deal. That's what insurance is for, you know. Things are getting much worse here in Victoria. Yeah, that's like the worst place to be in Australia, right? $500 baht is only 20 Aussie. Well, that's the point. It's not the money. And honestly, I don't even think it's the principle because, like, you know, since I'm living here, now I want to go back home to the U.S. You think I'm going to say, oh, I don't want to go back to Thailand because I got to pay 500 baht? No, you got to pay it. Okay. Now, from a different perspective, you can say this is one more thing that they're tacking on. They want this to be this high-end place. Well, what am I getting that's high-end? Now, if you go to one of the nicer hotels, whether it be, you know, the Peninsula, the Oriental, the Hilton, the Hyatt, whatever, you go to some 4 or 5-star hotel, 5-star hotel, not necessarily 4, because if it's 4, they might just be playing it up, and it might really just be a 3-star hotel. But if it's a 5-star hotel, a good quality hotel, or some boutique hotel that's a 5-star hotel, or some resort and spa that's fantastic, you will be treated very, very well. Anytime I've ever been in any of these places, these kind of places, and I've been in, you know, over the years, maybe a dozen, and they've always been top notch. I mean, you know, it's worth staying there. However, I can't say, you know, you shouldn't expect people to be giving you stuff just because you're coming to their country. Some of the comments that I saw with regards to this 500 baht fee were Thailand should be paying us to come. Well, you know that ain't going to happen. They might give you a discount on a hotel, but I don't think they're going to straight up give you money. Here you go. Here's 1,000 baht to spend it on a bar fine. You know, I don't think they're going to do that. But I think they can change tact a little bit. I think they need to be, I think they're kind of like a bull in a china shop. They're just like, we want more money, so, you know, we're going to charge the foreigner. And now, speaking of foreigner and speaking of medical care, where's this guy's at? You know, there was this Dutch guy in Hua Hin who has cancer. And since 2015, when he was diagnosed, he has been receiving care, and he's been paying money, and he was arguing, he's 52 years old, he was arguing that the tiered pricing set down by the Ministry of Public Health for public hospitals, so he's been going to a public hospital, not a private hospital, should be based on actual costs while being blind to the patients who are availing of them. However, a he went to court on this. And the court took a different view, holding that the Thai government's duty was first and foremost to the nation and to bolster public health services supported by Thai taxpayers, and therefore it should work to this end. Now, I gotta agree with him. You know, I wish America did it. America, and I know this for a fact because I know quite a few people involved in the health industry back there. And, you know, they constantly have people that are in hospitals. They can't get rid of them. They're taking care of it. It costs them hundreds of millions of dollars every year. The United States has to, you know, they have to eat it. The hospitals have to eat it. So I understand where the Thais are coming from. However, the court held that the ministry's policy was not unfairly discriminatory on this basis, arguing that foreigners living in Thailand socioeconomically represent a group in society that earn more than most Thais and therefore should pay more. Yeah, that's a little passage there that I really don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. So because you're earning more money, supposedly, you might not be, or you might be, depends on which Thais you're looking at. You know, there are foreigners here living on pensions, $2,000, you know, pensions and money from rental properties, land, or whatever it might be, back in the U.S., and they're making $2,000, $3,000 a month, maybe. And you got plenty of Thais. Listen, Thailand is not a dirt poor country. They're not dirt poor. I hate to say it. People have this opinion that all Thais are poor. They're not. Go out to the farms. Okay, some of them, yes. They're scraping by. But go to a Starbucks any day. The majority are not foreigners. The majorities are Thai. Go into a Sarni's, which is as high-end as Starbucks, if not higher. You'll see the vast majority are Thais. Go into Central Embassy. The vast majority are Thais. Go into one of these high-end Icon Siam. The largest percentage of the people shopping are Thais. So I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I understand what they're saying. But I think if you know, like, for instance, if you have a family here, okay, so my family gets to pay the going rate for a Thai, but I have to pay more. Didn't my kids come from me? You know. So I don't know that it's a difficult subject for me because I feel a little bit, I still feel strongly both ways. But this guy lost. They told him too bad. The pricing was set on an appropriate basis of socioeconomic status and it benefits Thailand. So it therefore doesn't count as discrimination. So anything that benefits Thailand is not discrimination. I'm going to read this again. The pricing was set on an appropriate basis of socioeconomic status, and it benefits Thailand. So it therefore doesn't count as discrimination, said the court's verdict. I don't know. I'm reading that passage as because he has a certain amount of money, and his having money and paying more benefits Thailand, it doesn't count as discrimination. Wow, I wish the United States would kind of think that way. I mean, you know, I don't. But, like, I'd rather they think that way than just let everybody come in whenever they want. They can have their babies, they can do whatever, and guess what? They're not paying. I'm talking about the illegals. And yet most people who come here who are foreigners are not illegal. They're legal. The vast majority of them are legal. This guy's been here for many years. Well, a wealthy Thai person would probably go to a private hospital. I mean, listen, I go to private hospitals. I don't go to public hospitals. But if anything major happened, and I couldn't go back to the VA in the U.S. I'd end up going to a public hospital after a while because, I don't want it to break us, If I got to spend $100,000 and my insurance says, well, we're only going to pay 20 grand of this because of this particular diagnosis or what have you, I'll be like, well, I better get on a plane. Get me to where I'm good enough to get on a plane because I'm out of here. Or I'd be sitting in a public hospital. And they're not stupid here. They are smart enough to understand that, oh wow, you know what? They'll pay more money. We can get more money out of them. Might as well. That's it's business. Listen, if I can charge you $100 for something that I charge somebody else $3 for, why wouldn't I take the 100? It's a bit unethical. In some cases, when it comes to hospitals, it might be a bit immoral and unethically medically. So the guy's name was, what's his name here? All it says is his name is Mr. Buse. Mr. Buse, who has been campaigning against the charges since they were introduced in 2019, took his case against the ministry itself and the current Minister of Public Health, Anantun Chandrasekul. He requested that the court annul the 2019 order brought into effect by Dr. Piasakon and let the charges revert back to the universal rate which he had availed of since 2004. The Dutchman lives in a rural area of Prachuap Khiri Khan with his Thai wife where he farms goats. He travels weekly over 100 kilometers to a hospital in Hua Hin for treatment. I feel for the guy. Seriously, I do. You don't want. I wouldn't wish cancer on my worst enemy. Shamelessly opportunistic. That's a good way of putting it. Well, what has happened to you? Think about it, and I don't mean to sound wishy-washy or overly soft because I'm not. But what in the hell has happened to our world and the way people live? What has happened to the word integrity? Where is it? There is no integrity. It's all about money, 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 money. And listen, everybody needs money. But, how rich is rich enough? When you've got, $400 million, do you really need to worry about every dime? I would think not. I know that some people would say, well, that's how they got so rich, worrying about their money. I understand. I'm not saying they shouldn't just discard all of it and not worry about anything. I'm just saying when you have that much, look at Bill Gates. Look at the Sultan of Brunei. These guys are so rich. I don't know. I'm sure they do a lot for people. But it seems to me there's a lot more people out there that, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say now. It's such a... When it comes to you're a foreigner and we're not. There's I was going to say, I was thinking of it last night, where if you just take, because I saw this, let me slow down here. I saw a piece, and I'm going to put it up. What was the guy's name? Samak. Let me see here. He's a former prime minister, Samak Sundaravich, he passed away in 2009. He is the former prime minister. He was many, many things in Thailand. But I was watching him, and the level of bullshit that, to me, it appeared it was just nothing but a crock of shit. And I'm going to put up the 2 videos I found of him on my website and in the member section of the community. The level of bullshit I mean, one of the things that he said was only one person died in the October 6th Thammasat massacre. Only one person. And the lady was saying, listen, I've seen footage. There were numerous people injured and killed. And he's, no, this is a dirty trick. This is a dirty trick. I had forgotten a long time ago. I learned the word gaslighting, when I was a kid, and I forgot. I never used the word, and up until a couple years ago, I forgot all about it. I forgot what it meant. Well, I know what it means now, and this is what's going on in the world. It's going on. Well, hey, what a great, amazing Thailand. Again, amazing. Wait a minute. I got to pay for this insurance. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. I've got to stay in quarantine. Maybe I don't have to stay in quarantine. I can only go to this place, but I can't go to that place. How amazing is that? That's not fucking amazing. Excuse my French. That's not amazing. That's a pain in the ass. You know what's amazing? When I came to Thailand, it was like, hey, you know what? I'm going out tonight. Wow. I had a couple of drinks. Had a great night, had a couple of friends over. The next day, I'm like, wow, what a great day. I'm going to have a nice breakfast. I'm having breakfast. Where do I want to go? I'm going to go up to the north. All right, cool, I'll take a train. All right, good. Get there, let's see, where do I want to go? I can go anywhere I want. I can do anything I want. I jump on a boat. Let's go. Now it's like, I don't know. Can I go? Okay, so now I'm perturbed. I'm not concerned. I love this. You tell the emotion of the day. Listen, I start talking about it. What do you want me to do? You want me to drone on? Today, I am not perturbed. I am not concerned. Everything is okay. Do not read too much into this because I am fine. I am okay. Don't worry about me. Everything is good. Would you like me to do that? It's not me. At the end of the day, seriously, 500 baht gonna kill me? No. Again, will I pay it? Yes. Do I think all these things that Thailand are doing, do I think it's the best way to go about handling their current situation? No, I don't. But then I'm not a politician. So, well, you say you're needling me, but you're really not. That's the thing. I won't allow you to needle me. Until shit relaxes. Don't worry about traveling or anything like that. Yes. Now, Longhorns and I have been planning a little trip somewhere. I wanted to go to the border. I'm like, wow, if I go to the border, there's a chance I'm going to have to quarantine. There's a chance they're going to test me. I don't want to go through that. I'm like, you know what? If I go to Massot, definitely you got to quarantine. You got to test. I don't want that. I'm not going to Massot. Okay, let's see. Now where can I go? Oh, if I want to go a little bit into the center of Thailand, it's flooding. Has the flooding stopped? Oh, I'm not sure. Can I go on the river like I want to? That's the original plan. Go on the Ping River. Take a little trip down the river. Well, I don't know. I could, maybe, not sure. There's nothing, there's no certainty. Everything is uncertain. Now, granted, I could just go for it. Yeah, I can. Most of the time, that's what I do. But I also have somebody else to think about. Longhorns. He doesn't want to go through any unnecessary BS either. None of us do. We don't want to go through any nonsense. We've both been vaccinated. By the way, my kid's Nicholas is on his way now to get his first shot. So Alex has his first shot. Nikki will have his first shot. My wife is fully vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. Am I really worried about anything? No. I'm not worried about dying from the vaccine. I'm not worried about dying from the virus. I'm not concerned. I'm not perturbed. I'm not needled. I don't know. I'm going to Hua Hin tomorrow to a nice beach. Um, I'll be checking some beautiful places out, hanging out, having nice food overlooking the water, a little fresh seafood maybe. My life sucks, I tell you. Thailand's policies are murderous. Why do you want to come to Thailand? I understand why people want to come. Internationally, I would say now is probably not the greatest time. That's all. And Chucky confirmed that when he said the embassy didn't even know what the hell I was talking about. He has no idea. They have no idea of what I'm supposed to do. They don't know about any changes as of now. It's going to take a couple of years before this disappears. I'm going to predict, here's my prediction. I'm going to predict that in the U.S., forget about it. Your next 2 years are done. Your life is not going to get back to normal. And I'm not talking only about the vaccine. I'm talking about things like, the IRS looking at your $601 payment that you sent out for your car, or what you've been doing in your bank account, that sort of thing. I'm talking about all this. I just read this article today in Thailand about how they need to change the Thai language because it's not inclusive enough and it's too limiting. You can only say he and she. That just drives me berserk. Really. I mean, I'm not changing a damn thing. What was wrong with the way it used to be? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with how things used to be. This is the problem. Everybody wants to let's make it bigger and better, newer, more exciting, fresher. It smells better. What's the matter with the old smell? New improved Tide. What was the matter with the old Tide? What's the matter with the old Tide? When they came out, I go, wait a minute, new improved Tide? So you're saying that the older one wasn't as good as it could have been, but now this one's much better, so we should just get this one. It's all a bunch of, again, it's, nonsense that's thrown in your face. It's not that much better. New improved Coke, the new Coke sucked. I would never drink it. What are they going to call the lady boy? Who's Boyd? I don't know what Boyd is. Oh, the lady boys. Well, that's what they call them, lady boys. Or they call them gay. Or katoy. I don't have any problem calling somebody what they want to be called. It's just that if I don't, I'm not doing it purposely. It's not because I'm trying to hurt people. And I understand there are people out there that do. But you know what? There's always going to be people like that. I like the other kind of Coke, but it's hard to get good quality anymore. Well, funny you talk about that because that's my next book has a lot to do with that. But I'm not going to get into it too much. You cannot mandate speech or thought. And I think that governments and people in the government, people running the governments, are attempting to do just that. They want to mandate your speech. They want to mandate your thought. And, And again, one of the first things that I thought, or that I learned when I came to Thailand, and at first I was like, what? That doesn't sound right to me. But now I kind of understand it a little bit more. I've gone from, yeah, wow, that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I'll be more relaxed, to what kind of short-sighted BS is this thinking? To where I am now, which is like, I totally agree. And that has to do with the Mike and Rai attitude, but it also is, don't think too much. And I've said this many times, Ya Kit Mak. I was told Ya Kit Mak by a Thai girl, because I was sitting there thinking about something, and she said, well, Ya Kit Mak na. And I'm like, what? Huh? What? Don't think too much. And I was like, well, you gotta think. I was like, that's stupid. And then a little while, I'm like, Now I'm like, okay, I understand. Don't even think about it. Because sometimes it doesn't affect you, so what does it matter? Okay, does it matter to my kids? Yeah, but my kids will work it out one way or the other. You know. And I'm offended that somebody's offended and that yeah, I'm completely offended by everything. How do you feel now? Well, yeah, I guess you can put it that way that you like it. You like thinking way too much. Sometimes I like analyzing things, but my brain short circuits. After about 20 minutes of really analyzing something, I have to take a break because then I start losing it. And I'm like, I'm off focus. And I can't be tired. I don't want to think I want to think when I'm fresh, like in the morning. I'm fresh as a daisy, can't you see? I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's see here. Yeah, there's too many, there's too many people out there who are too easily offended. I don't know about tweeting. What's your Japanese girlfriend? Cooking? Twerking? Twerking or tweeting in the morning? That is the question. I like many things about Thailand. I don't listen, I don't like politicians. Period. I don't like most politicians. I don't like what they got to say. They're most of them are full of shit. So it has nothing to do with being Thai or being American or being Australian. It's about being it's about being a lying twat. That's about what it really is. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. I need to calm myself so I can be a little more mainstream. It's about being a liar. Someone who does not stick to the truth. They gaslight you. They con you. Or they just flat out don't care if they're telling you a line that is flat out false. She drove with her husband in Northern, and here comes stuff, some shorts. She bought a house here around the corner for me. Wait a minute. You're a chick, and you got a girlfriend. So does that mean, I guess that's what it means. Okay. To each his own. Now I'm aware. Doesn't really matter to me. And as Jerry says, not that there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, enough about the sexuality and gender and all that kind of stuff. Don't think too much. Chill, man. Take a chill pill. Oh, okay, I get it. She's your girlfriend, but not like that. Sorry. What are you gonna do? Oh man. Well, we'll let this message go through. I like balls and ding dong. It's a lovely way to put it. Twigs and berries. Twig and berries. Twigs and berries? That'd be a feat to have two of them. Like together. Like webbed feet or something. Oh, anyway. Hoo-a-hin, here we come. Perfect place to chill out. I promise at least one morning, early in the morning, which will be a little earlier in the evening back in the U.S. or wherever. Well, I guess in Australia it'll still be a little earlier. Instead of like 9, maybe I'll make it 6. 6:30, something like that. I will I will stream from the beach and show you the lovely sunrise. That is one thing that I do want to do. So that I got a little plan for that. I got a little walk around plans. There's a couple of nice places to eat and some great places to see, and so I think we're only going to be there 3 days and 2 nights. So I think we'll be able to fill our days up, and when we're not doing anything, we'll just be chilling out. We'll just be relaxing. I don't play golf, Gennaro. I guess I probably should, but I think my shoulder probably wouldn't be able to handle it. Sunrise or sunset, whatever, I don't know. There's some places that I want to go, some things I want to do. I've been looking it over. And, hey, it should beat Bangkok for the time being. It'd be nice to get out of Bangkok. Kids got school, wife's got work. Although on the weekend, but it's a little rough for them because Alex is in the middle of midterms. There are a lot of beaches around Hua Hin. You don't have to just go to the one beach, Hua Hin Beach. There are many beaches and many places to check out that have great views, great sunrises, great sunsets. So it's not one of my favorite places, but it is a nice place and a place I like. In fact, I think I like it. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I like it a little better than Chiang Mai, but I like Chiang Mai is a province, so I don't particularly like being in the city. Chiang Mai, the city central. But if you go out into the woods or up on the mountain, or you go over to Chiang Rai, it's very, very nice. Well, here's the thing, Gennaro. Here's the thing. This was a little bit of something that I had to remember. It's not just me. If it's just me, I can go anywhere I want, right? If it's me and Longhorns, then okay, I got to think about him. He's got to kind of think about me. We got to kind of, figure out where we want to go that we both like. And now we add in 2 more people into the equation. Not that they'll be with us all the time, but so it makes it a little more difficult. And then, geez, I mean, that's why when I have my family with me, it's like it's a major organizational task to get everybody to want to do the same thing at the same time. So. Anyway, we're going to go 75 minutes today, which means we have another about 16 minutes left. I'm not going over 75 minutes, but now's a perfect time for me to tell you, if you haven't got yourself an American in Bangkok t-shirt or a Farang Lives Matter t-shirt or Life is an Adventure t-shirt, get one now. Go down in the description. You can become a Patreon patron. You can become a sponsor of YouTube. You can get one of my books. You can get a coffee mug. You can get all kinds of stuff right down there in the description. And there's always the PayPal, the Cash App, to buy me a coffee. I'm starting to like that buy me a coffee. Although I think they should branch out and have a buy me a beer. You could change the last word from buy me. Imagine what some guys would be putting at the end of their buy me a fill in the blank. Oh, anyway. Buy me a foot massage, yes. A foot massage sounds really good. It really does. It sounds excellent. A foot massage. Thank you. I'll put that on my list. Hadn't even thought about it. Um, it's been a while. Maybe a salon, get my feet scrubbed, get the mani-pedi. That's good stuff, you know. You might not think it is, but it's good to be pampered. You know, they give you a little steam, maybe get rid of the bags under the eyes, clean out your ears, you know, that kind of thing. It's not like Cambodia where they clean your ears. I don't like that stuff. I don't drink that stuff, and I'm trying to just get away from all these kind of sweet drinks and sweet stuff at the cafe. I'm just going to stick to the espresso, and if they have healthy food, that's one thing. I just don't want to. I spend too much time in cafes, you know. So, what else was I going to talk about here? Yeah, back in January they were saying that 10 million visitors were going to come here. What happened to that? 129,000 were going to come to Phuket, and it's really only about 30,000. So they're well below their estimate. No, he is not. I don't believe anybody has been there other than myself. I believe I'm the only one who's been there. And it's been a while. You know, I've been to Cham, I've been to Prachuap, but you know, in Hua Hin, it's been a while since I've been there. I went there with my wife and my kids quite some time ago. Let's see here. Small business owners on Phuket said that the sandbox scheme only benefits expensive hotels and resorts, and yet they're going to copy this model, even though it may put millions out of work. Let's see, what is this? 300,000 Russians projected to fly in on chartered flights over the coming 6 months. I wonder how many have come in. Half of the projected 1 million visitors to Phuket in the coming 6 months will be coming in on package tours, with 300,000 coming from Russia, while a total of 130,000 holiday makers are expected to fly in from UK and Nordic countries. Currently, Thailand remains on the UK's red list tier of countries forcing returning visitors to quarantine on the return trip back to Britain, but this is expected to change shortly as the UK moves to relax further COVID-19 restrictions and regulations. Well, they kept Thailand on the list. They did not pull them off. Thailand was hoping that they would get taken off that list, but they were not. So, there you go there. Miss Misa. Oh, that's a little personal, don't you think, Gennaro? Don't worry about us. You and Longheads can do your thing. We go on our own way. Okay. There he is. Oh my gosh, Russians are coming. Oh my God, is China and Russia going to go to war with Thailand? No. Don't think so. But my thing is, you know, where are the Chinese, where are the Russians now? I don't think there's anywhere near what did they say? 130,000? What was it? I closed the window already. I toss my salad every day. Ugh. No comment. Patia Bob, if you're still listening, you haven't been to Hua Hin, have you? Oh, you have. But your girl hasn't. Or has she? That's a little too. Aren't we getting a little bit too? What is this? The Howard Stern, the Asian Howard Stern show? Even though I'm not Asian, we're gonna start talking about that kind of thing. We don't need to talk about that. Correct. She has not. Okay, so you and I have been to Hua Hin. The other two folks traveling along with us. Now, what time do you want to meet tomorrow? You want to meet up? Because you have not made that 100% clear yet. Gennaro asked, well, yeah, I know early after breakfast. What time are you going to have breakfast? 6 in the morning or 8 or, you know. I'm looking for a number. All right, we can square that away after the stream. I'm almost done here. We got 8 minutes left or so. You know, that takes half the half of the fun is to find out what the person is into. You know, I mean, we don't need to ask her about that. If you're ever with her, you'll find out. That's half the fun. Open the package up. What do you get? You know, don't think too much. When the package is open, then you find everything out. I just had a coffee. I don't want to think about butt licking. My coffee got a whole lot earthier tasting. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you straight out, I don't like butt licking, either doing it or receiving it. Okay, well, thank you very much. We're very happy to know these things now. Me so hungry. Yeah, we don't need to know these things. Whatever you're into, you're into. Just, you know, not long ago, I thought you were, like, playing for the other team. You know. Less history, more mystery, yes. One of the things that my wife told me when I used to work in boxing was, don't let out too much information because then you become just another person to them. Leave a little mystery. And I was like, ooh, she's so smart. Gennaro, is that all you ever think about? I mean, I have to warn the girls at Starbucks about you. Anyway, listen. What is this here? Oh, I guess there was a Disney. What is this? The Thai dub version of Disney's The Owl House show, which is showing on the Disney streaming service. Thais have flagged the voice of Avi Roque, who voices the non-binary character Rain Whispers in the English language version of the show. This is what I was talking about, the misgendering. Why the hell do they have somebody in there that's a non-binary character? That's too far. In a kid's movie? So they're going to start educating kids through Disney movies. Mickey Mouse is neither a male or a female. Its name is Mickey, but that doesn't mean he's male. I don't get it. Did you say gas, Miso? There are black people in Thailand for sure. I don't see all that many like American blacks. I see a few here and there. I see British blacks, but mostly they're Africans. The ones that I see around my neighborhood, and there's not many. I mean, there's one guy. He's a big old guy, and And I see him every so often. He's been here for years, and I think he's got something to do with a church or something here. And there's another guy that lives in the neighborhood. He's a little guy, kind of a little guy. He always says hello. They're always, oh, hey, how you doing? And I think he's from, I don't know where. There used to be a guy that would come talk to me every so often, and he didn't want to tell me where he's from. And I go, is that because you're from Nigeria? And he goes, yeah. He was a nice guy, but I don't know what happened to him. I knew him superficially at Starbucks, actually. I haven't seen him in years. 3-4 years now. Anyway. All right, well, listen, where are we at here? We only got a couple minutes. I don't want to go over 75 minutes because it kind of defeats the purpose titling a stream 75 minutes live if it's going to be like 180 minutes. So, there will be more to come. Saturday. Listen, if he's got a problem with it, it's his problem. I didn't have any problem with it. I mean, yeah, I know that Nigeria has scammers, but, so does everywhere else. So, there are a lot of people in the African continent that are God-fearing people. Extremely religious, which doesn't necessarily mean they're perfect, but, it didn't matter to me. Oh, don't jinx me so hungry, please. I had the most beautiful girlfriend from Sudan. She was 6'1". I actually knew a girl in a hospital from Ethiopia, and she told me, you gotta go there. Now, this is years and years ago. And she was all right herself, but she told me, she goes, oh, if you go there, oh my God, you're gonna love it. I was like, and she meant, like I was gonna have a lot of fun. So, I don't know, I do still want to go to the African continent, but not right now. Anyway, we're at 72 minutes. We got about 3 minutes left. Please remember to leave a thumbs up. To follow this weekend. To follow this weekend and check out whatever it is I'm doing in Hua Hin, wherever it might be. Leave a thumbs up, please. Remember to subscribe, please. That would be nice. You got 52 people watching and a total of 37 thumbs up and thumbs down. So I would say that maybe somebody can leave a thumbs up. Or thumbs down, up to you. I've heard some good things. Hey, Fred, how you doing? I've heard some good things about it, not just from her, but from numerous others. Let's see. So, thumbs up, subscribe, contribute, whether it be in the comments or some other way. Everything's in the description. You can always message me. You can leave me a comment. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Don't want to retire there. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go there first, but I have a friend who went to Mozambique and he just loved it, and he wanted to spend a lot of time there, but he just didn't have the. He had things to do back in the States. He just couldn't. He couldn't stay longer, but he stayed there like 3 months and he loved it. So anyway, thank you very much. Thank you. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerken mai. Good luck. See you later. See you the next time, I guess, when I am in Hua Hin or I'm en route. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk to you guys later.